Want to go deeper with Lobbing Scorchers? You know, scratch under the surface, get down even dirtier than we already get. Become a YouTube member. Sometimes things just get a little too spicy, a little too weird, and a little too loose for the general public. And you know, the people to see that are YouTube members. We're talking about exclusive bonus videos, the podcast after show, exclusive written content, and little bits and pieces of information before the unwashed masses know about it. As a member, you not only get access to all of this amazing content, you get a badge next to your name and a slew of amazing emotes to use, not only in our live stream chat, but also in our comment section. And yes, we do have an emote for Jesus Ferreira, Go Snack, and Paul Rothrock. This is the best way to help keep us independent and keep us building out this crazy YouTube brand that we call Lobbing Scorchers. Hit the join button down below or hit the link in the top of our description if you're on mobile to join the ranks and become a Lobbing Scorchers YouTube member.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome in to your post-game live for the Leagues Cup quarterfinals. The Seattle Sounders have advanced to the Leagues Cup semifinals. Did they deserve to? You know, that depends on who you ask, I guess. But that's not really for me to say.
No.
Whether or not they deserved it. One could argue no. But the fact remains, they beat Club Puebla in penalty kicks, 5-4 in the shootout. Andy T is the hero. No, this game was really bad.
Correct. Yeah.
That was not a good game. It was basically, I'm just going to start cooking.
Yeah, just start going. I was going to look for the presser, but I don't even know.
I mean, look, Club Puebla, they came in with a game plan. And that game plan is apparently the blueprint to slow down a Seattle Sounders attack that, had famously just scored 26 goals in 8 games. They now have 0 over their last 2. And apparently all it takes is the Minnesota United doctrine. You just let them have the ball the whole time and have them knock it around and see if they can score by just knocking it around.
I can't hear you. Ari, is your mic on?
Yeah, it's on.
Hold up.
Oh, they can't hear me? I've just been cooking?
Wait, can you hear this mic? Chat, can you hear this mic? Can you hear this mic?
God, I was cooking so well, too.
Take this one. Just go
Check.
that one and I'll fix this.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check.
Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Hello, I'm just going to take it from the top.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome in to your post-game live.
Fixed. Saved. It was muted.
Oh,
You're
okay.
good.
Well, problem solved. See, that the advanced technology here at Lobbing Scorchers never ceases to amaze. Good evening, everybody. Welcome in to your post-game live for the Leagues Cup quarterfinals. The Seattle Sounders have advanced to the Leagues Cup semifinals. As I was saying while I was on mute, did they deserve to advance? That's not really for me to say or to question. But no, that game was not good. It was not a fun soccer game to watch. And it shouldn't have come down to that. The crash out red card boys were back at it. It had been, 2 games without a crash out red card, so had to work that in there. Finish the match with 10 men. Patented move. But they're able to get it to penalties after Danny Musovsky crashed out and got sent off. And they win the shootout 5-4. Andy T plays the hero role. What was I saying before our technological mishap? The game plan. The game plan of Club Puebla, I think, apparently has divulged the blueprint to slow down a Seattle Sounders attack that had just scored 26 goals in their last 8 games, but has now scored 0 in their last 2. Apparently, all you have to do is let them have the ball the entire time and let them try and score while they're knocking the ball around. And they haven't been able to do it the last 2 games. 80% possession. 80% possession. We're working on pulling up the pressers right now. Tippy coming in with the $10. Thank you for kicking off the super chat train. Just wanted to get in. Oh, okay. Presser.
I wanted to talk about Andrew Thomas. He didn't have too much to do during the game, but he steps up when he's needed. You know, how crucial is that? How big is that for a keeper kind of battling for a spot right now?
Well, I mean, there's competition throughout the team. I know where you guys are going. You know, Steph Fry is still Steph Fry. Andrew did what he needed to do tonight. He did what he's good at, which is penalty kick shootouts. I actually had him on my bingo card as one of the kickers if it would have gone past 5. So he does his job. And that's my expectation, that players come in and they do the work. They play to their best abilities. And tonight, you know, was Andrew's night in some ways because, you know, he helped the team win. He's not alone. The 4 guys that didn't make the kicks, they helped. So, in my opinion, that's a team win. Total team win.
Brian, I got that you won the game and it's too early to look at it, but what was, if you could see the difficulty in finding the space? You talked about the awareness after last game because they were
Credit Martin
bunkered.
and his team.
They were
They
bunkered in.
had a good game plan. They must have watched the Minnesota film. I mean, I didn't ask him, but I'm assuming he did. You know, but credit to Martin. He did a great job. And look, that's a proud team. You know, people can say what they want, but that team right there competed for every ball, every inch of grass, every inch of turf, whatever you want to call it, they fought. And so I give them kudos for that.
Brian, just wanted to ask you a little bit about maybe what you were looking for. We seem to see you in the first half, wanted maybe the team to have a little bit more tempo in the first half. Is that an accurate assessment of it? And in terms of your substitutions, I was just wondering what you saw out of Danny Masovsky that he was giving you to keep him in the game as long as you did in that.
He's our leading scorer. He's our leading scorer. So yes, in the first half, we wanted to play, you know, play with more tempo. Ball moved too slow. You know, we tried to, you know, address that at halftime. Maybe it was a little better, maybe not. But in some, you know, for all you statisticians out there, you know, 80-20 possession. Some sites, other sites, maybe 75-25. But, you know, we kept the ball for a long time.
Did you happen to see at all Danny maybe getting a little bit agitated prior to that red card? He seemed like he was getting a little
Everybody was getting agitated. The refereeing wasn't great. So everybody was on edge. He doesn't need to go over the edge. And I'll just address it now. I had a private conversation with Danny, and that's going to stop.
Coach, just between this game and the Minnesota game, I'm curious what you learned from that Minnesota game that you implemented here, specifically about attacking a back 5 when you have.
Well, we're moving on because the Galaxy right now aren't going to play in a back line of 5 unless Greg really switches. They're winning 2-0. I don't think Pachuca plays in a back line of 5. So we'll continue to try and progress our team, you know, and we'll, you know, see what Sporting KC brings. I don't think they play in a back line of 5. So we're going to get geared up for Sporting KC and go from there.
Congratulations, Brian.
Thank you.
Los jugadores están haciendo un gran esfuerzo, tanto en el partido de Minnesota como el de hoy, eso hay que reconocerlo. ¿Cree que le están faltando un poco de chispa a la hora de definir adelante? ¿Y cómo va a gestionar ese sobreesfuerzo que están teniendo? Muchas gracias.
Coach, the players seem to have been putting a lot of effort through the matches, including Minnesota and today. Do you think that there is something about the final definition, the finishing, and how you're going to manage the extra workload, extra effort?
Well, we're going to have to make some changes because there is fixture congestion. You know, look, the Minnesota game was travel. but we had the ball for the majority of the time. So the sprinting, total distance, everything was less. Today, you're going to get the stats again, the data that says the players didn't run as much. But at the end of the day, the mental fatigue is what's most important, because that was a hard game mentally. So we're going to try and get them to recover mentally, and then we're going to move forward with our season.
Well, bueno, vamos a tener que hacer cambios por el tema de tener un calendario bastante lleno. En el partido con Minnesota fue un partido afuera, pero tuvimos el control del balón y con esto los jugadores no necesitan correr largas distancias, tan largas distancias. Y hoy, si vemos las estadísticas de hoy, también controlamos el balón y también podemos ver que los jugadores no corrieron tanto. Entonces, no solamente la fatiga física, pero también mental. Fue un partido duro mentalmente, entonces tenemos que también arreglar esto sobre el punto de vista mental y seguir con nuestra temporada. Felipe.
Coach Brian, congratulations, felicidades con el triunfo. Mi pregunta para ustedes, ¿hay algo que le hubiera a usted gustado que el equipo hiciera para ganar en el tiempo regular? Y desde luego ganar y estar en semifinales es algo de celebrar, pero ¿hay algo que le molestó a usted durante el partido, el arbitraje, quizás la forma de cómo se llevó a cabo el desarrollo del partido? Gracias.
Coach, congratulations. I wonder if you think that there was something to be done different to win in regulation time, and with the aspect of being able to advance to the semifinals, something to celebrate. But was there anything that upsets you from the perspective of the dynamic of the match, or also the refereeing?
I already addressed the refereeing in my previous question. I didn't think that was, it made the game challenging. Certainly that, again, Puebla played hard. They fought for everything. That made the game hard. Am I disappointed with anything? No. We're going to enjoy the moment because we're moving to a semifinal. This is a hard tournament to win. And when I look at the team, I'll certainly watch the film, Felipe. But sometimes the games like this, one chance, put the game away. And I think there was some moment there. Jesus, I know he wants that chance back. There were some other guys, maybe the ball that, goes across, and, there were some moments there where, that one little quality changes the game. But it didn't happen today. But they're happy in the locker room because they're moving forward into a semifinal.
Felipe, if you don't mind, in the interest of time, I will leave the translation as part of the Zoom translation and we'll move on, okay? Diego.
Felicitaciones por la campaña. A excepción del partido con Minnesota, el Thunder tenía ya casi 10 partidos invicto. Está haciendo una gran campaña tanto en la MLS como en la Leagues Cup. ¿Cree haber encontrado ya el sistema de juego y el equipo ideal? Gracias.
Felicitaciones por esta. Congratulations for this campaign.
I got that.
Yeah. Sounders was carrying almost 10 matches without a loss. Do you think that this means that you might have found a system of play and the ideal starting team for the season?
No, we're missing Jordan, Albert, Ryan Kent, a lot of players, JP, Jabolo. There's too many injuries. The final team at the end of the year for the playoffs, we're going to need everyone. All the players will need to participate. So I'm happy with the depth of our roster. We have a very deep team. We're going to need everybody.
Diego, la misma cosa como dije, Felipe, por el tema de tiempo, dejo que las traducciones veas en Zoom.
Thank you. Yeah, congratulations on the win, Brian. Just in case somebody didn't ask, I wanted to ask about the order of the penalty kicks, if you had anything to do with that and how those kind of.
Yeah,
went for
we
you.
always ask the players who wants to take the penalties. In my head, I already have an idea. We go through a lot of penalty kick training. So, the guys that I had on my list were the same guys that raised their hand. And so you select them based on, what you feel, what they feel. So that's how I come to the order that was there.
Okay, with that last question, we thank Coach Brian Schmetzer.
Thank you.
For your presence. Thank you all for
Thanks,
covering Leagues
Brian.
Cup 2025.
Thank you. Wow, Brian Schmetzer with a heater. I feel like this was a little bit blazing.
I was gonna say, his demeanor that whole presser was much more emblematic of what he's usually like after an L, not a W that got you through to the Leagues Cup semifinals, which I think kind of tells you how that game went. Which, like I was talking about before the presser started, It was the Minnesota United doctrine.
Yep.
It was the Minnesota United doctrine that Club Puebla. I mean, he said they might have watched the Minnesota United film. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah,
they did the same thing, and it worked again. So that's something that's going to have to be addressed and dealt with, because if teams realize a tactic is working on you,
famously they're going to do that.
The other teams are going to copy it.
Yeah.
Until you show that. In this case, the tactic is literally just let the Seattle Sounders have the ball.
Yeah.
You literally just let them have it.
Park the bus.
You park that bus. That bus was parked.
That bus was parallel parked.
It was.
Brother.
They went up a man and they said, "We're not leaving the bus."
No, dude. No.
What are you talking about? This bus is awesome.
No, dude.
This is like a tour bus.
They
It's
had
like
the tour bus
tricked out.
shower.
It's got
like
a flat screen
beds.
TV.
Yeah.
They were not
full kitchen.
That bus
in there,
was not going anywhere.
No.
They went into that match trying to get to pennies.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not even criticizing. That's what they should have been doing. But let's take a moment, Noah. I think we should just take a moment and appreciate and acknowledge how catastrophic an L that was just avoided.
Yes.
That team fired its coach. Like, what day is it? Wednesday? That team fired its coach like this last weekend.
Yeah.
They literally fired their coach. And are a club in flux. They were always going to go into this game doing exactly what they did. If I was coaching them, that's what I would have done.
Yeah.
So I'm not faulting them for that. The onus is on, in this case, the home team, the favored team, to make that not work. And it did work. Now, it didn't help. Let's talk about the latest crash out red card. God knows we haven't seen enough red cards from the Seattle Sounders this season. They had to work in another. It's like a
new player has entered.
Player has entered the chat.
Yep.
This time it was Danny Musovsky. Not like, doesn't Moose usually seem like a pretty not crash out kind of guy?
No, he's got crash out tendencies.
Really?
I feel like
I always considered Moose a little more level headed, but he was not in this instance. Like Schmetz mentioned,
he usually doesn't fight the ref. To be fair, he's usually crashing out on another player.
Yeah. There was a lot, like Schmetz mentioned, there was a lot of tensions.
The temperature was heating up.
The
The water was boiling.
That it happened. And
literally, I think I saw this in chat already, but we saw it. Jeremiah 2 minutes before it happened saw it. People were like, I was in Idaho and I could see this red card coming. Moose was he was boiling
that
over.
Crash out was like a gradual progression until the crash out. There was some debate going on as to whether the original yellow was valid. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like,
Chad is saying that Moose is crash out adjacent. Moose is a hothead. Moose is hot-headed when frustrated.
All right, maybe I missed that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him crash out like that. That's the first time I've seen him get a red, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think I've ever seen a Sounders player since Dempsey do something like that to
It was
an official.
Yeah. And like the red was absolutely like
which I mean, listen, Moose is putting up Dempsey-esque numbers, so like valid crash out. What do we think, chat?
It's just like, you know, there's one thing in a matchup like this where you're favored by as much as Seattle was favored that you absolutely cannot do, and it's get a guy sent off.
Yeah.
That's just non-negotiable. So it was just not the finest Moose moment we've ever seen. It didn't end up costing them in this scenario, but it just kind of played into the whole theme of making this whole thing way more difficult than it needed to be.
Yeah. First, they came for the believers. Okay. First, they came for the believers with the red card. Now they're coming from the Messiah.
That's right.
With the red card.
We had
Who are they going to come for next?
We had the Christ yellow, or the Christ second
red.
yellow, the Christ red. Now we have the Messiah red.
I mean,
let's see. There's a couple more Leagues Cup games to go. Let's see if they can make it through the rest of them without someone getting ejected. We're on like every 2 to 3 games pattern right now. Whereas earlier in the season, during the famous red card crash out streak, that was like 5 and 6 games or whatever. So they're technically getting them at a lesser rate now.
Right.
It's still at a higher rate than you want. But I'm not going to lie. When he got the red, I was like, oh man, they're going to lose this game in pennies.
It felt like that. You were when we were walking in, we walked in together today. We were holding hands.
I didn't have a good feeling about this game.
And Ari said, listen, I'm a little nervous.
I'm
a little nervous. Club Puebla, they're a wild card. And I think that was kind of true. You didn't know what they were going to do, but you knew that they were going to try and muck up the game. And I think they basically effectively did exactly
They did a great job of that. I mean, the way they clogged the middle. I mean,
they couldn't get anything through the middle. And really, I do want to bring this up. This is where you absolutely miss Albert Rusnak.
I wasn't going to say it, but and Jordan Morris.
And Jordan Morris. And Jordan Morris.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to read some super chats? We got 3 so far. I think they're all from Zippy Tuna.
Let's hit these supers. All 3 from Zippy Tuna. Zippy,
Splash and Cash.
Appreciate you. Just wanted to get in a rant about Moose. That's well timed. We were just talking about him. Elbowed a guy earlier this year. Now assaults a ref. I don't know if he assaulted him, but he definitely deserved to get ejected.
It was a chest bump.
You can't trust him to not get sent off 25 minutes into a playoff game. Other teams will target him. It was not a good red. It was not a good red. You can't get that red.
Yeah.
AI summary: viewers are discussing audio issues from Noah and Ari. Accurate. I think this says more about AI summary than y'all.
No, I mean, listen, what this is, it's classic, right? To have 160 viewers and only be able to hear one of us. That's pretty that's classic Lobbing Scorchers.
Bumping the ref is never a valid crash out, in my opinion. It's just like
you just can't do it.
The yellow is a bad yellow, but you can't compound it by getting ejected.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if it was a bad yellow. I feel like he went up high.
He hit him in the face.
Yeah, it's actually,
he hit the guy in the face regardless
I take that
of
back. It wasn't even a bad yellow. But even if it was a bad yellow.
Even if it was a bad yellow, you just, it's not even that like he's not valid for getting upset. It's that you just can't do it.
Yeah.
You just got, what's going to happen,
We said
bro.
the same thing about Nuhu when Nuhu
I said the same thing about Nuhu.
Yeah.
I said the same thing about Jesus Ferreira. I've said the same thing about every player. You just can't do it.
And
you just can't do it.
If there's a serious point to be made here, like it's too many red cards this year, man. Like, you are putting yourself behind the 8 ball in these situations. It's cost them a lot of points that they could be higher on the West table, perhaps, if they didn't get 5 red cards in 6 games earlier this season.
Correct.
Or whatever it was. So ideally, like in a given soccer game, you start it with 11 men.
Yep.
You want to finish it with that same amount. Like if you're finishing this many games with less than 11, that's not ideal. hopefully, Schmetz said, I talked to Moose, it's going to stop. I mean, it's like the 7th red card of the season. So hopefully,
it better.
Hopefully it does. We got a couple other supers. Thank you guys. Derek Richards, always coming through with the support. Appreciate
Shout
you,
out,
man.
Goat.
Now that the Sounders advance, it means we have a 50% chance to host Miami for either a trophy or a CCC spot on the line. Yeah, that's on the table. The Inter Miami also won.
Off of 2 cowardly PKs from Suarez.
Yeah.
Not cowardly, but
they
can't score either.
I thought it was a PK shootout because it was Inter Miami.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
And then Nat with the $1.99. Thank you, Nat. Appreciate you. No replay was shown for the Moose penalty shout, I think. Oh, penalty shout.
Yeah, I think that's what was being said.
I honestly, I don't remember how valid that was or wasn't.
Yeah.
But I'll take a look at that. I mean, either way, I think the takeaway, I think, from how that game went over 90 is that teams are going to keep doing what Minnesota and what Puebla did. Maybe not to that extent. Puebla was very, very clearly not trying to score at all. Minnesota was trying to score kind of a little bit. But as far as the premise of yielding an extreme amount of possession and just kind of making Seattle break you down, teams are gonna copy that. Teams are gonna copy that. So you got to be able to break down a low block, unpark the bus, and I think when you're playing against an opponent that's sitting deep like that, I think the best way to get at them and unbalance them is to try and get them in transition.
Correct.
When you have 80%, it's kind of hard. Because there's no ball to win.
Yeah.
To get out in transition.
Yeah.
So it's kind of genius if you think about it.
Yeah. Yield
75 to 80% possession. How are they going to counter? They're just going to be knocking the ball around in your end the entire game. So really, the fact for me, Noah, that this was a kind of ugly, scrappy, close, hard-fought type of game, I can live with that.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
It's what you expected.
It's what you expect from an opponent that's, just fired their coach.
Correct.
Young team, players trying to prove themselves, overmatched on talent, probably. I expect that. But the crash out red card aspect of it,
self-inflicted
wound. It shouldn't have come to them having to gut that out with 10 guys. Although it was pretty funny how pretty much the game state didn't change at all.
Yeah, it was maybe 2 minutes of oh wow, they've got a little bit more momentum, and then immediately it was just nope. Back to 80% possession. Super chats galore tonight, and we love that. You're funding our setup here. We did just we're buying new stuff so we can live stream. So all of this money is going towards that.
Kenny, $1.99. Appreciate you. I don't think I've ever seen that many off-ball fouls. Yeah,
it was getting scrappy
and
out there.
There was
for sure.
There was sometimes they get called, sometimes they wouldn't.
It
was just vibes based. Next red card, Alex and Christian push Cesar. I'm the next game when he comes to WS to the aid of player.
West Seattle, not sure.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that, but they are in all likelihood going to have to go down and hang out with Cesar Roldan again. What is the score of the Galaxy game right now? They were up 2-0. That looks like it's happening. I pretty much had accepted that the Galaxy rematch is happening.
Did that game finish, chat?
Oh, okay. Zippy's brings up.
Oh, it's not over yet.
It's not over. What's the score?
2-0 still in the 88th.
All right. So the Galaxy
the
Galaxy are going to win that game. So Seattle has to go to Galaxy away where they just won 4-0. That Zippy's asking right here, how do we feel about Galaxy?
Hit the next one and then we'll go back to Zippy because this next one we can explain. It says, going to need someone to explain why LA Galaxy
because they won MLS Cup last year.
Yep.
And the fact that they're the worst team in MLS this year doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter about current. It's all last year.
It is honestly,
rankings.
It's a good bit that they have hosting rights the rest of the whole tournament.
Yeah.
How I feel about Galaxy away, I mean, I just would not expect it to go like the last one.
No, not at all. It's not going to be a 4-0 again.
It's not going to be a 4-0 again.
Greg Vanney is going to play this terrorism style soccer. He's going to do it.
Yeah, well, and I don't think they're going to do it to this extreme.
No. They
But-
have the weapons though to play this and actually play way better on the counterattack, I think.
Then Puebla,
Yeah, especially if you can get Royce cooking, which he literally put in a ball that was an own goal and then scored the other goal tonight. Like he's kind of on. Like this is the trophy, this is the tournament, this is the only thing that they're going to be able to salvage for this season.
And they have it at home like that.
It's
I have hopes that at least it's going to be a more open game than whatever it is we witnessed tonight. But you know, I think a win is a win does apply to an extent. It's in tournament soccer, it really does. Like it's survive in advance.
Yeah.
Even like at whatever means necessary. It's not always going to be pretty. That was, uglier than it should have been, even with that taken into account. But Andy T did come up big, so that's a positive.
Andy T is looking great.
Yeah, you want to cook on Andy T?
Yeah, I'd love to cook on Andy T. And just like Andy T making some insane saves tonight, you all can make some insane saves by hitting the like button. I see we have about 200 people in here watching, but there's not 200 likes. So it's like, what are we doing?
There's no way there's 200
It's
likes.
literally free. You literally just hit the like button, and you will be our savior for the night. Andrew Thomas, man. I mean, we've known that
was fire. Honestly,
that's his specialty.
In a game that wasn't that fun, that last save was pretty fun.
It was so sick. Yeah. And Brian saying that if it went to the 6th, Andrew would have taken it. That's always awesome. We absolutely love an Andy T PK. It's just like, I think one of my favorite things about him is that straight like psycho mentality when it comes to playing on the field. And it's so funny because like off the field, he's totally not like that. Like he's such a chill, quiet guy. But when he's on the field, dude, he's chirping. Like he's going crazy. He's got that dog in him. It's awesome.
I think the sickest moment of this game, there was only a couple sick moments. It was really only that.
Yeah.
But like I'm pretty sure like before the last PK, he gave the crowd a little like, I got this.
Yeah, he like turned around and was like,
but I'm pretty sure like he was saying like, don't worry, I'm gonna save this, and then he did.
Yeah,
so that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
he's got that swag about him. So that was the only fun part of this was that last save.
Yeah,
whole crowd went crazy.
And Andrew Thomas saving the tournament, man of the match. Literally, how could you not love him? Like he's such a sounder, man.
He's the heir apparent.
He's the heir apparent. This did bring up some discussions, and I want to hear you cook on this too, because people were getting really upset last week about Stephen Fry and, he's the reason that we lost in Minnesota and all of this kind of stuff. I mean, it's hard to take that job away from Fry no matter what. This was always going to be Andy T's tournament. But like after what you've seen, does that move the needle for you at all?
I think it's a discussion, man. It's tough because you're talking about like a uniquely club legend.
Yeah.
One who's delivered you MLS Cup MVPs, been in there for
CONCACAF
the CONCACAF
Champions Cup MVP.
Yeah, MVP,
Final MVP.
best 11 and best player.
And best goalkeeper.
So like that always is going to enter into the calculus. But like didn't that last save kind of feel a little symbolic in that way?
Yeah.
Like I am next.
Yeah.
I am him.
It's my time.
It's like, it's my time.
Yeah.
I think like I felt that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, maybe I think at the very least, you kind of got to split some time or at least give Andy T more minutes than I don't know about like fully giving him the starting job and moving Fry as a backup, but Andy T, it just feels like he is taking the mantle. That's kind of that's just, going off vibes. That's how I feel.
I mean, he's playing really well. Fry, I think that Fry will be back to his regularly scheduled solidity. He was coming back off a pretty big injury. Like that just is what it is. I'm not
buzzed about the goal in Minnesota.
I'm not either, but like it's, I can understand where people are coming from. It's just like it's what a blessing it is to have to have this conversation to be like,
Yeah,
man,
you got 2
we have
ones.
an incredibly good goalkeeper and the backup is also incredibly good and really excited to start next season or maybe not start next season. I mean, Fry, it is such a difficult conversation too, because Fry's sitting here saying, I want to play till I'm 40. It's my goal to play till I'm 40. It's my goal till I play till I'm 40. So what happens if he's not going to be the starter next year?
I mean, yeah, I don't know if he would accept a more like backup part-time role, but like as far as this season, I think it's a trickier calculation. Next season, I think Andy T, he's at the very least got to be playing like a lot.
Yeah,
that's
that's
how I see it. That's how I see it. But he definitely, I mean, he came through tonight. Andy T, for however great Fry has been, elite. Like he's not known as a big penalty guy.
No,
like and Andy T kind of is, and I think you saw the benefits of that in this situation.
And he's been making good saves as well, like just in the run of play. Like,
oh yeah, I mean he's freaky athletic.
He's super athletic. He brings something that Fry doesn't. And I'm not saying that that's good or bad. I'm just saying that he is a different type of goalkeeper, and that's fun to watch, man. That's fun to watch. We got hella more super chats, Ari. So pull that shit up. Pull that shit up.
Pulling it up.
Pull that shit up.
Pulling it up. Okay. Yeah, Galaxy host, WTF.
Yep.
MLS Cup winners.
MLS Cup legends. Cheers to Andy T.
Cheers to Andy T.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Also, heart Andy T. Jake, thank you
Andy
for
T
another
agenda is on
$2.
the rise.
Andy T, he was definitely the MVP of that game.
And chat. 1 in chat if you want Andy T to start going forward. 2 in chat if you want Stefan Fry to start going forward. Let's get a poll
interactive.
going. 1 in chat if you want
If it
Andy
comes
T.
to Zippy wants AT. If it comes to penalties, I mean, I don't think even that's a question at this point. Why sub off De La Vega earlier instead of Rothrock Joe with the $1.99? That's a good question.
Yeah,
That's
let's
a
cook
good
on
question. I mean, maybe
we were talking about this in the press in the PB.
We were, yeah, because De La Vega, it wasn't. He didn't look as good tonight as he has lately, where he's looked like a god. But like, still, in a situation like this, a player like just to make something happen, guys. That's kind of who you need out there.
Sure.
And Rothrock can be that guy, but like not in the same way that De La Vega has been lately. So
Niko forgot to ask Brian about this.
He did. He said he was going to.
Cowardly. But, Niko should come up here, so we'll confront him about it. But
Georgie also, this game is a good game for a player like Georgie, and I think you saw why. He was one of the only he was one of the only attacking players in this game that was like actually making real stuff happen. De La Vega, they did a pretty good job, I thought, taking him out of his normal stuff, like out of his game. Ferreira, he missed that one shot. That was a good look, but other than that, he didn't really have any good looks. The whole offense just could not get out of first gear.
No.
And then Georgie came on, and I thought he was making stuff happen at least a little bit more. He can get around his guy and send in some dangerous crosses.
Dayro was looking better.
All right, we got Jo and Niko. So we can
plug in another mic here.
All right.
Yeah.
Or we can just take turns.
Or you can take turns.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to do extra work.
Yeah, whatever. That works.
I'll go put my.
Yeah, you're good. We'll go Jo first.
Oh, okay.
Here. You can swap in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, am I going? I'm staying. You got it right.
Yeah.
Are we on
Okay.
the
Yeah.
World Wide Web?
Yeah, we're live.
We're live. Hey,
Look at
What's
this.
up? What's
Look at
up?
this. Hey, chat.
Hey, chat.
Hey,
That-
chat.
I'll come back.
Yeah, you're good. Okay,
Oh.
so here's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
We were talking about the De La Vega sub instead of Rothrock. I think in the press box we were talking about this a lot. And my question, I guess, and Niko didn't ask this question because he was too cowardly, but why did it happen?
I didn't even go to the Brian. I was so cowardly I didn't even go to the press conference because I was trying to get an early shot at the mix zone and I got nothing out of it.
Incredible.
Yeah, incredible stuff.
That's tight. That's so good.
That's pretty sweet.
Love a mixed zone.
Love a mixed zone.
But yeah, I mean, how do you feel about leaving on Rothrock for Pedro? And then 2, my question, is this a minutes restriction that we're not talking about for Pedro?
It's a minutes restriction. Here's what I think is I think it was probably that this was turning into an ugly game, and he liked Rothrock's ability to hang in an ugly game than Pedro's. And maybe, I mean, to the degree that anyone was having any success.
Pachuca just scored.
Uh-oh. But
It's over. It's over. It doesn't matter.
It's really late.
Sorry to start.
Paul was having some success, or he had some success early in the game. I don't know. I thought, to me, it would have made sense to leave Pedro in, just because it's like, if one guy's going to make magic, he's the guy that's most likely to make magic. And whatever. I mean, it was like kind of half. I think that I'm not going to get bent out of shape about the subs. It was just like it was a ugly game. It was a very, very ugly. I was saying this was probably the ugliest game that I've seen the Sounders play or be involved in at Lumen Field ever. Since in 2011, they played a team from Panama called San Francisco that kind of came in with the same approach, and that was maybe the ugliest game. But this, like, Puebla did not have any interest in really playing.
Mm-hmm.
They just wanted to, and honestly, defensively, it was kind of an impressive defensive performance. Like, they felt like they had 13 guys in the box at times.
Yeah, we said this at the beginning, they were living in their tour bus.
Yeah.
They were living in their tour bus and they were happy. They got a shower, they had a microwave.
Right, exactly.
They had all the food they needed. Like, they were
exactly. They were a team ready for a siege.
Yeah, exactly. And they did it. Like, you know, Brian noted it, but the new method is to be Minnesota United.
I mean, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But that definitely seemed to be the case. It'll be interesting because the Galaxy do not have that in their bag, really. So,
but they could play the counter way better than Puebla.
They don't have the defensive.
True.
They don't have the defensive players to play that game.
They do have Marco Royce, though,
they have much more talent, I think. So that's another issue. But I don't think it's in Greg Vanny's DNA to do that, especially at home.
Yeah. So if you were going to give us some takeaways, I mean, we've talked a little bit about stuff this game, but here we go. Wait, how many shirts do they have in the back?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. How many defenders? I think they were running 5, right?
Oh, yeah. They were running a 5-3-2. A 5-3-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a million.
It was like a 5-3-2.
Yeah, exactly.
So they had 8 in the box oftentimes. I mean, 8.
That's crazy.
They basically had 8 guys that were,
which is just insane. What I don't know. What do you take from this to move forward? Are you just kind of like?
I mean, I think
is it a similar Minnesota thing? You're just like,
no. I mean, yeah. I don't think a lot. I guess there is some. The fact that it's happened twice in a row has to be some concern.
If I had a nickel.
But yeah, but I think ultimately in knockout soccer, you don't really spend a lot of time examining how you advanced, right?
Yeah.
It's like the name of the game is advancing. If they had gone out, it would have been who cares? I mean, it would, of course,
it would have been a cash grab, money grab tournament,
right? We were just talking about that actually.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, in a knockout tournament, the goal is to advance. And so you advance, and then you go to the next one, and you know they got one step from they're one win away from qualifying for Champions Cup. They're 2 wins away from winning a trophy. I think those are you focus on those 2 takeaways, and the team, if they were to get to the final, the team they're going to play is not going to play like this.
No.
They're going to play Miami or Orlando in the final if they get there. It's going to be here. That'll be a very different game. I think the Galaxy are not going to play like this. What's it mean for the MLS season?
Who knows?
Who knows? You know, we'll see. I mean, they play Kansas City next. Kansas City might do this.
God forbid.
God forbid.
Kansas City. How do you feel about the LA Galaxy matchup in general?
It's funny obviously after they beat the Galaxy 4-0 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh yeah, bring them on for Leagues Cup.
Cool. Yeah, why not? Right.
But now it's, I think in some ways it's a nice, like narratively, it's a nice dovetail from the way last season ended. It's in LA again. So, it adds some sense of stakes to that. I think I feel good about it, relatively speaking. I think I would have probably preferred, like, it would have been nice to play another Mexican team because that's what this tournament's supposed to be about. It's kind of, it does
Now
definitely,
it's all
MLS teams definitely feels like a letdown.
Yeah.
But if they win the trophy, then it will feel like who cares? And if they don't win, then it'll be like, well, it was bullshit anyway.
Yeah, it was bullshit tournament anyway. I'll get you on this one here from chat. Rest Christian and Obed Saturday against SKC. Is that going to happen? My take. That would never happen, bro. Come on. What are we doing? Come on. Be so serious. But should they? Do you punt? I mean, and people don't like this word, and I know Brian would never use this word and never admit it, but do you punt that SKC game? Or you
okay, so this is my guess. Is that they will say, and probably accurately, like against Minnesota, Brian said that the physical output was actually not that high because they had the ball so much. I would imagine it was the same thing today. The physical output probably wasn't that high. And so I would imagine he will tell you that I don't have to rotate. They are fine. Like, they are not tired. And I don't think they looked tired today. They didn't look super sharp necessarily, but no one looked sharp.
It just looked like, and I don't mean this in like a bad way, but it looked like my over 40s pickup league. Like, they were just kind of playing with the ball.
It was like an ugly game.
It was not pretty. It was not pretty, and it was not anything. What do you even take from this game? You just don't.
No, I don't think you do.
You just don't take anything from this game.
I don't think you can, unfortunately. Like, I would love to tell you like there's some grand takeaway, but I don't know what it would be. Like, I think if there's a takeaway, maybe you say, like, in a game like this, man, just put Georgie in a little earlier.
Yeah.
Because he's like gonna try to make chaos happen.
Yeah.
And this was a game that needed some chaos.
Chaos ball.
I think maybe you got to figure out why you keep getting red cards. I suppose that's another takeaway. This is what, the 6th red card they've received this year? 7th red card? It's crazy. There's a lot of red cards.
It's too many. What are we doing?
What are we doing exactly?
What are we doing? Chat. Thank you so much, Jeremiah. I'll let you get back to writing. Okay. But would you like to plug Sounder at Heart? The greatest platform to our 200 viewers?
We had 200 viewers right now?
Yeah, of course. That's normal.
What?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, dude.
You guys are big time.
Everyone drop 1 in the chat if you like Sounder at Heart.
Or don't.
And thank you for the super chat with no comment. Hisham, appreciate that. Yeah. You know what? We'll get one more. Look at that. See, look at all those ones.
Oh, man,
look at all those ones.
That's
wow.
Nice.
So nice.
Oh,
Max says hi. Everyone's saying
that's
hi.
So nice. Is James Eno going to drop a 1? I don't think he is.
James, drop a 1, kid. Jeremiah the GOAT. That's what they're saying. That's what the kids are saying. Let's see. I'm trying to see if we got one more question here. Chad, if you have one more question. Full Pull Wine is what they're saying.
That's right. That's right.
Shout out to Full Pull Wine, sponsor of the pod. Yeah. So thank you, Jacob, for the $1. Appreciate that. I've read a few articles. Minus 36. Okay. Well, I don't know. That's Jeremiah looks cute.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Minus 30 is 36 a significant number?
I don't know.
I think they counted up all the ones and they just had to cancel them out.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
That's fine. I hope that's what they did. That would have been pretty clever, actually.
Yeah. All right. We'll just get Niko on here. We'll get his takes.
All right.
And we really appreciate you, Jeremiah.
Bye,
Sounderheart.com/LS. Sub to the channel or whatever.
Jeremiah's my GOAT.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Niko El Rolo NW.
What is
the other GOAT?
The
real GOAT. I do have to.
I'm a little GOAT.
I do have to. Aren't the goats are small?
El Chivo.
That
is hilarious.
So I did hear this because I obviously listen to Kickoff, the greatest morning show that exists on YouTube that talks about the Sounders.
Yeah.
And the nickname La Rata.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about him real quick. I feel like he kind of implemented the perfect tactics in this game. Just be a rat. Like they were looking for the cheese, and I think they played pretty well considering.
And I don't know if you meant to do this, but that is a thing, right?
Yeah.
You know that in Spanish there is something called fútbol ratonero, And that's exactly what it is. You play to just eliminate whatever it is that the opponent is doing by playing deep blocks. You overpopulate the areas where there's going to be any danger of. You basically give up on any offense in order to use all of your energy to occupy spaces. And look, we just talked to Obed, and he's like, look, I felt like there was somebody on me all the time. He said number 18 was on me all the time. The center back was pulling all the way to just where I was at. We talked to La Rata Bravo, the coach of oh my goodness, the coach
Puebla.
of Puebla FC, and
I wasn't gonna let you struggle too much. You're good. I had you.
Yeah, it's just a lot going through my right now. And he literally said that was the whole plan, right? He kind of denied to me that it was all about just defense.
Mhm.
He said that he wanted to get out more. He said he thought that they created some chances, and maybe they did. They had a couple.
Yeah.
But you could tell that 90% of what the effort was from the midfield was literally to just be behind the ball.
Yeah.
And that's what you had a bunch of block shots. Alex had two, Pedro had two, Obed had one. I mean, it was a whole bunch of block shots, which is what led to the statistic of that Seattle wasn't able to really get a clear chance on goal.
Yeah.
So what I want to tell everybody is that I know that this sort of game probably drives you crazy and you think the Seattle could have done so much better. And we're all going to give the team hell about a bunch of things. And look, I did that myself. I did not like Pedro's substitution. I thought Pedro should be kept in, because just the same way that Georgie is a guy that's going to beat you 1v1, he's going to make the defense collapse. He's going to stretch out the defense. Seeing Pedro and Georgie just seemed like a thing for me, but it didn't. And then Musovski, I thought he should have came off way early. And it was based more on his inability to get on the ball and how this game was just not the style that allows him to succeed. I thought that if you were going to bring in a guy like Osasi, it should have been done way earlier. However, you got to give credit to a team that, look, it sucks that they play like this. And I used to think like that. I used to be a guy that is like, man, they're killing the game. I grew up watching Barcelona.
Yeah.
I grew up watching a Colombian soccer team that was all about just tiki-taka and passing it and moving it around. But once I got into this game and I started talking to a whole bunch of coaches just like this, sitting down, Jorge Luis Pinto's one guy, Gustavo Bustos, and I've talked to guys about how hard it is to really come up with a defensive game plan. So this guy, intern head coach, you see that coach bump. The team was playing with a lot of intensity. So a lot of things going into this game. And I said this on kickoff, although I thought that Seattle was still going to be able to break through that coach bump is a real thing.
Yeah.
And that the team was going to play at a different intensity, and they did.
Yeah, no, they looked impressive in terms of what they were able to do and just overwhelm, I think, any sort of offensive pressure, especially through the central channel. Like, it was just non-existent. They couldn't do anything. And I feel like this is a game too where you miss Albert Rusnak, you miss a player like Jordan Morris.
Absolutely.
And you were also talking about both of those things on kickoff. And to loop back to the players who are able to create that chaos or just create that special spark out of nothing. This was something I was hoping you were going to ask Brian, but you didn't. Pedro de la Vega and the sub in general, like, I asked Jeremiah if it was potentially him, like, not an injury specifically, but like a minutes restriction or like trying to save him. Like, did you get any sense of what that could have been?
No, and I did not ask it strategically because I felt like I was only going to get one shot. And when I say Pedro, he immediately shuts down.
Yeah. He was short.
He was
today.
short either
he
way,
was
right?
Short today.
As soon as I asked it, because he knows that he doesn't like when I ask him about substitutions. But certain things got to be asked.
Absolutely.
And that's something that I always tell young journalists. I just told one today because sometimes it's like, well, why are you going to ask that? He's not going to answer it. I was like, sometimes you want to get that from him. So I asked it in two ways. I asked about what was it about Musovski that kept him that long. He said he's the top goal scorer.
Yeah.
And look, I get that, but he wasn't getting on the ball. So whatever, but he gave me his answer. That's all I wanted. And then I asked him if he saw Musovski heating up and like getting kind of like in some sort of rage. And he said the whole team was getting pretty upset. So it wasn't just Musovski, but he did say that he sat down Musovski, they had a private chat, and that would not happen anymore. But at the same time, I asked just about Musovski, not about Pedro. When it comes to Pedro, I really don't think that it had anything to do with health or any wear and tear. I just think that he wanted that substitution. So I don't get it. I don't like it. He's talked about tendonitis and all these things, but then he downplays it when he wants to. So I don't think that he had to do with health. And I thought that Pedro, although not as sharp as we used to see him, you want that magic in. You want that possibility of a mid-range shot that could happen in any given second. You want somebody that is as engaged and incisive with the ball, right? You want somebody like that on the field. And I feel like we missed that a little bit after he left the field.
Well, yeah, I mean, Rothrock does give you that like dog energy, especially to play a team like Puebla in the way that they're playing. Like I completely understand the idea or the concept that he's going with of like, let's just keep some sort of guy who can also get back on defense for that transition play, and like someone who's just a little bit bigger size wise. Like we saw Rothrock body was I think the left back, or it might have been the right back or whatever, down that back channel. Like I get it. Like I think that's kind of the mentality is like, okay, this is going to be a hard game. Let's just like stick with our hard-nosed players. But I kind of tend to agree with you, even though I've been skeptical of Pedro and his ability to like actually change games. I like, yeah, you have to at some point let him be a difference maker in a game like this, where I think it was pretty clear always that they were gonna try to troll a draw. There was no real attacking pressure from them, and you had to do everything you could to either just get out of the game or you're going to go to penalties, and that's a coin flip always. So.
Yeah, and look, I'm no Brian Schmetzer, and
neither am I.
That's probably why sometimes I'll think of situations where I would just kind of go all out, and this was one of those. When nothing is working for you and the team is playing you in this sort of sense, I literally wanted Misovsky to come off for Georgie.
Yeah.
And I told you this. I wanted Ferreira to play the false nine. I wanted Pedro to slot in at the 10 and just create a little bit of havoc. They definitely practice just defensive patience and discipline. That's all they were focused on today. So maybe
the 10 wasn't dishing like normally for a Sounders player. Like you wouldn't have been able to do anything anyway.
Yeah. So in this one, if you have a guy that's breaking lines, that's just moving around, that creates a little bit of havoc there, maybe that does something for you. But at the same time, you do got PKs coming up. You know, a coach is thinking very conservative. So it is what it is. I'm just here just ranting with you guys. I still think that this was a successful game. I mean, you were able to take it to the 90th minute. That's what they wanted. They wanted to take it to PKs. Andrew Thomas is a boss.
He's
when
a boss.
It comes
He's
to
a boss.
PKs, man. I mean, this is something that we've known about him from day one, right? Now, and I don't know if this is going to break the chat because people probably won't like this. I still think that Steph Fry should be the guy moving forward.
We were divided in chat. I asked if they think it should have been Andy or Steph, and it was a mixed bag.
Yeah, so I think that Steph still gives you the full body of work when it comes to distribution, when it comes to a different level of leadership. Not like Andrew, don't call him Andy, doesn't have it, but just Stephen Fry just has a whole other level as the captain, as a guy that runs traffic, a whole bunch of things that I feel like he does well. Although I do love Andrew, and they're both cheering for each other. You know, we talked to Steph midweek. I just asked Andrew, I was like, look, is it kind of cool that the guy that you're going after is kind of cheering you on? He's like, yeah, we have this great relationship. So it's a good situation, but I still think that at least for the remainder of this year, and we can talk about this going forward, and then the decision might be made next year. Because I did hear from Steph that at the beginning of the season, he had like tendonitis, that he would get hurt to just walk.
His like Achilles, both of them were like messed up.
So all of those things you got to take into consideration, especially with a guy that has such a high IQ that he is probably the envy of most athletes because he's so put together. He's so intelligent that he would have no issues just moving into the next part of his life.
Yeah.
And whether it's being a backup here or whether it's painting or making a restaurant in Gig Harbor or whatever he lives at.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy could do it all. because
Yeah.
he's just that amazing
Or
guy.
be a coach or
Or
whatever
be
he
a
wants
coach,
to
whatever
do.
he wants to do. I think that he would be great at whatever he does in his next. I mean, he
Don't
might,
come for the podcasting scene, though, brother.
please
You
don't.
know,
No,
we don't want
no,
you here.
No, Steph might be the most interesting man in the world. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. He might be the most interesting man in the world.
We got a super chat here from Joe. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Are the Sounders favorites to win Leagues Cup now? I think that's a good question because I don't think that Vegas would say that. They would always pick Messi, which I mean that's not incorrect to pick, but they certainly have an easier path, I would say, if you're going to look at it. They have to go down to LA, but it's the Galaxy, and Miami they just can't beat Orlando. They just can't do it.
Yeah, so you're gonna hate
And no
me.
Messi.
You're gonna hate me for this because I heard your take on this, but
Yeah.
I myself, I am a betting man, so I do know that the Sounders are second. They were third before today. It was Toluca, Miami,
Mhm.
Sounders.
Yeah.
Sounders were at like 445. Obviously, that's going to drop. But yeah, so I'm guessing they are now second in that tier. Do I think they're favorites? I really do. And not just to your point of, I think Orlando will end up beating Miami. I think Orlando right now is the hottest team in MLS after what happened to the Sounders. I think that they have the 3 most productive DPs at the time right now.
Ojada's going crazy, dude.
I mean, between Martino Ojeda and my guy who Luis Muriel is a guy that I've been following for the longest time. Udinese, Atlanta. I mean, the guy has been a baller. He's now playing like that guy, not like last year where he sounded like he just was a little heavy and just chilling in Orlando. And then Pulisic. I mean, those 3 guys are just killing it.
Yeah.
So I do think that they're going to beat Miami. I think they're a more complete team from Galese to the defense to, what Atuesta and Cesar Araujo can do in the midfield. I really do think that they can match up in Miami. And I think the reason why Orlando is so successful against Miami is because they go out there and want to disrespect Messi.
Yeah, they want to. They want it.
It's not just like they're going to, it's like they want to. Like they want to just hit him. They want to hit Luis Suarez.
Yeah.
They're probably going to rock Rodrigo de Paul.
Yeah.
All those things. And that sort of, mentality just takes you to a whole other level. Those guys are used to you just being like, oh shit, it's Messi, right?
Yeah.
And they don't. Oscar Pereira has a guy that's a great strategist.
Him. I love Oscar.
Love Oscar.
A great guy. When I was covering FC Dallas, he was the coach there, and just what a good guy.
Yeah, dude's a monster. So I do think that Orlando, we would see them in the final if that's the case. I can very confidently say that the Sounders will beat at the LA Galaxy. And so it's all about Orlando. So I do think they are favorites right now.
And you get to play at home if they advance.
100%. I was just going to say that because you do get to play at home because I expect Albert to be back by then.
Will he be back by LA potentially? Someone did ask that.
No, I don't think he'll be back. I think that he would already be practicing, but I do not think that he'll be back. Ferreira has also done a good job at replacing him at the moment. There's no need to rush him. And I think they're going to want him at 100% against Orlando or whoever is in the final. I keep saying Orlando because I think that's going to be. But yeah, I think the Sounders, from a standpoint of, look, these sort of games are the type of games that push champions, right? I mean, when you have to grind out wins, when you have to figure out how to beat a team that had 8 guys in the box, when you beat a team like Cruz Azul in the way you did, and then you kind of struggled against other teams, that sort of difference of like soccer modules, they boost up a team. And I think that individually and collectively, Seattle can keep up with Orlando.
No, I agree. I think that this is, I mean, we have been saying it. You have to go for broke in this tournament. You have the money, the spots, just being able to play Liga MX teams and saying you've gotten the best of them, which if you can go through this tournament and win every single game in the way that the Sounders have, you have dominating wins attackingly. You have grinded out, battling through an injured team. I mean, you're missing 2 DPs right now. You're missing, you're not even playing that second half. There was times there was 0 DPs on the field. Like you're making it work and you're looking like a really good tournament team. That's pretty impressive and kind of like all you can ask for. I don't know.
Yeah, and let's address the big elephant in the room, which I'm sure everybody wants to ask. If you want to put in some dollars for it, I'll go ahead and give it to you right now. Look, I understand that everybody's going to be disappointed by the fact that there are going to be no additions to this team in this transfer window. I was disappointed myself. I was
Yeah.
frustrated by the situation. But in terms of this tournament, I have seen collective play beat talent. And although there are teams in this League's Cup, including Orlando, that dollar for dollar, player for player, are greater than Seattle, the collective play of the Seattle Sounders, to me, are going to complicate any other team. And that includes that Orlando team. So Orlando's had issues themselves this season. It's just that they've been red hot lately. But I think the Seattle Sounders right now could eventually collectively beat that team.
Yeah, so I've got a 9 question because we're not going to sign one. Moose has been a little. I mean, well, he's obviously not going to start in this next match against LA. So you got to rock with De Rosario. How are we feeling about that? I mean, do they have to call up another 9 to put on the bench too? Like, what's the look like there with Moose now? I mean, I think you and Ari talked about this. Is like there's going to come a time when Moose can't play and maybe he's injured, maybe he's suspended. How does the depth look at the 9?
It doesn't look good. There's no two ways about it, guys. That's what we wanted. We were hoping for a U22 striker. Right now, your only other option would be to dabble with a potential Pedro de la Vega 10 or a Danny Leyva 10, and you move up Ferreira, or you start with Osase. Clearly, by this game, I would think that Osase would start. And if things get dicey or if there has to be a change, then Ferreira would play that position. But there is literally nothing else. I don't want to see Rothrock up there. I don't want to see Giorgio up there. I know you guys love to hear that, but no, I just want the guys that have played the position.
I think the Georgia at the 9 agenda was failed enough. I don't think Brian's going to try that again.
Let those boys do what they do on the wings. Let those boys just handle, create havoc there. I think that Ferreira, look, I get it. You guys are probably giving him a lot of crap for the miss he had today. That could have put the game away. And, Brian mentioned that he probably wishes that he'd have that chance.
It's a high degree of difficulty shot, though.
Yeah, I mean, difficult. I think it's difficult.
He's
Absolutely.
turning.
He's turning. It's just the presence of the game. But I still think that there's enough there where you can, for one game against Kansas City, they're not really like a juggernaut by any means of the imagination. So I think that you go out there, you play the game. They're not going to play with that line of 5. I don't care what they saw in this last 2 games. They don't even have the tools to play you with a line of 5. So I just think it's going to be an easier game, a more open game. Well, and I don't want to call it easy because Kansas City at times does get difficult. Yeah. And I don't want to jinx this team either. But no, I think that in terms of defense, they'll have a lot more space than they need today.
And what are we looking for Jordan Morris? His timeline? He's still like month.
Jordan Morris, man, I have said that I would not expect him till the end of September.
Do you remember? The 21st night of September.
Hey, there you go.
That's when he's coming back.
Hey,
Earth, Wind, and Fire. Wind, and Jordan Morris.
With some Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. Come on.
I knew I liked it.
It's late night.
Yeah. Hey, I will say this, though. Going back to the Musovski thing, I'm sure you guys already hit that on, but I want to say my piece.
Yeah, let's hear it.
There just is no reason why Danny should have acted that way in that situation. There was just too much at stake. There was too much time. He's a guy that's grinded too long to get this sort of minutes to act this way.
Yeah.
And I was extremely disappointed. And regardless of whether we saw it coming, and there is an absolute factor from how shitty of a job the referee did today, how inconsistent, and how he let this game get out of hand. A guy in his shoes with his experience should know better. And if we've come down and crucified a guy like Nuhu before, I will do the same with Daddy. And I might take it a step farther simply because of the way it happened and who he did it to. Okay, maybe he didn't throw a ball into his stands. I get that. But,
it's the same flavor. It's the same flavor of stupidity.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? You know what's going to happen 100% of the time when you do that. And that's just... You just can't lose your head like that.
Those are the sort of things that, as a kid, Latino, my mom says something and you don't talk back to your mom like that because you're getting it right in the face, right? It's the same thing with the ref. When I used to play, that I used to have the ref at my mom's face right there.
Yeah.
He could say whatever. Maybe I'll get angry, but I'll just talk under my breath.
Yeah.
But you just can't come at him. Now you're gonna bump chase your mama. You're gonna get it in the
Yeah,
face.
you're gonna get a
and
hit.
that's
You're
what
gonna,
happened. And that's what happened to Danny today. Man, it is late.
It's late, dude. We're slapping Danny.
I know, yeah, man, my bad. No, but that's the reason why I was very frustrated with Bosowski's situation. I give him all the credit for having the season that he's having. I did not think he was having a good game. And like I said, I thought he should have came off. But that situation, that moment, he just lost it completely.
Yeah, and he didn't even like give the ref a middle finger, so like we didn't even get any good like photos out of it. It was just like not as good as we would have wanted. We got Zippy Tuna with the $2. Don't touch the ref. It's not a difficult rule. I mean, that's really like that's it. Like I don't know. I can understand being frustrated. I've been in the position. Clearly not in this match where what I get it. But it's a very simple thing. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. And I'm gonna say this. There's someone who Danny should take notes from, and it's Obed Vargas. Obed Vargas gets fouled all the time. He gets chirped, he gets kicked, he gets whatever. That kid just takes it. He shuts his mouth, he takes it, he gets back up, he places the ball down, and he just keeps playing. And you know what? I love that attitude. I mean, maybe this is like a boomer take, but I absolutely hate when I see a player get up and just start yelling at the ref. It's the most annoying thing in the world to me. I'm like, you are wasting your time, man. You're wasting your time. All this, it's so silly. Like play the game, man. Play the game.
And there's a way to chirp, right? I mean, if you're gonna chirp, you do it the way we see Christian do it sometimes.
Yeah.
Hands behind your back. Try to be respectful. You could even elevate your voice a little bit, but you never get in his face.
No,
there are absolutely ways to do it, and we've seen in South America all the time. We're kings of the dark arts in South America, so there are ways that you can very early get the ref on your side or say this, say the other, but you don't bump in the chest. You don't give him a reason to get you out of the game. And you know what? I can't really register that. Look, I get that he was getting a bullshit yellow. But then he's on the ground and you're in the ground, you should be tired. You literally jump
you use
up.
all of your energy.
You use all of your energy to go bump the ref you're trying to intimidate him. Like, what are we doing?
Bro, what are we doing?
It's just crazy.
I will let it live as I let New Who's live.
Yes.
But it's also like you can't sit here and not it's so dumb. It's so stupid and so avoidable. And this has just happened way too many times with this team. And it's like, you can't shoot yourself in the foot. You just can't do it. It's just, I don't know. It's so dumb, man. I don't get it.
Yeah. My question to you guys is, look, I understand that a lot of people have, for one reason or another, not been pleased with this tournament. And, we're not going to go about it. But I'm wondering to you guys out there, if there's a final, if there's a league's final here with Orlando, because I don't want to say messy. People are going to just fill out this place because it's messy.
Sure.
So I'm going to say if it's Orlando, are you guys coming? Because I want to see it. I want to see 69,000 in here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is that a possibility? I just want this place to be filled if the Sounders make a final.
Will it be a midweek final? Or no, I think they'll move the weekend game probably. Yeah.
That's what I've heard, that they would move the RSL game or something like that.
Yeah, maybe it's the RSL game. I mean, listen, if they move it and it's a weekend and it's a nice weekend,
Chat, are you coming? Let me know. Chat. First of all, like the video.
Yep, there we go.
It'll be let me know. Would you come? Would you be interested?
I would fly
feel
down.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
I would fly down from Alaska just for that. Hell yeah.
YOLO.
We're there. Oh yeah, I'll be there. 8 p.m. ? Hey
man, if it's 8 p.m., we'll have beers after, man.
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean? We're celebrating in the streets, bro. Whoa, hey. Lobbing Scorchers card ain't got that much on it. Jeremiah's paying. Come on now. See you in the final.
Black card, man.
Exactly. Yeah. NWA says if you're gonna bump the ref, rip his rule book up, and I've been saying
what? Hey, if you're gonna go big, you're gonna go
do that.
We have a saying in Colombia, South America, that it says if you already put your finger in, you might as well just put your whole hand through it.
Why not?
That's just what it is.
You're already leaving. Like, at least that's what I said. Like, you got to at least flip the ref off. Like, give us some content here.
Flick him in the nose, man. You're so crazy.
I don't know if you saw the Mascherano red card and the ensuing antics that happened, but Leagues Cup released a statement saying, no, it's cool. He's
No,
good.
they did not.
Yeah, they were allegedly, from what I saw on X, the Everything app. So take this with a grain of salt because, whatever. Leagues Cup said that he was in a designated area where he was allowed to be after being sent off, and that
He was
Leagues
on the
Cup does not
bench.
have a rule against using your cell phone.
Wow. Oh God, really?
Allegedly, that is what has been said. And I believe the reporter who did that, maybe someone could fact check this for me. But it seemed like that was.
So either Mascherano is just a beast at just reading the loopholes of league's rules, or is just conveniently has been placed that way, because that is a crazy
Seems
statement.
convenient to me.
Yeah, that
if
is
you're
a crazy
asking me,
statement.
like it's. Despite tournament rules stating he's allowed to be in the stands, he is not allowed to give instructions or influence the game. That is technically true. But he was on his phone. I don't know. Do you expect them to do anything about this?
I think if there is any sense of things, and if there's an investigation, because I'm guessing he's saying he was calling.
He's calling his
girl
mom,
or
bro.
His mom.
Yeah.
His dad just, are you watching the game? Like, I don't know.
He's calling Messi.
Yeah. There you go. He
on
was
the bench, bro.
Just hitting him up. Hey,
Yeah.
what'd you think? Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe if there's an investigation and they can figure out that he was talking and influencing the game, then absolutely.
He's already
They should
suspended
do
though,
it.
so like
It doesn't matter, I guess.
it's
Yeah.
stupid.
So I guess it's just for feels. But either way, I like to know. But I don't know. I feel like sometimes Inter Miami does get away with some shit that's just
like having
crazy.
8 DPs.
Sort of like that. I feel like those are just things that, when I got to talk to Garth Lagerway as long as I did,
Mhm.
he used to tell me that, if you are really good with understanding the cap and the rules and things, you could do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, sometimes I have a hard time calling it, that, because I feel
Fair
like
enough.
if Garth could do it here, he
Uh-huh.
probably would have, but we obviously don't got that much.
Well, he sure can't do it in Atlanta, I'll tell you that much.
Well, they spent it. They just couldn't use it.
That's true.
Yeah,
We love Garth. We're pro Garth pod.
Oh,
but,
absolutely. I know I am.
Yeah. Chat, do we have any final questions for Niko? Ari said he's going to come back in a few minutes here.
Yes.
I want to let you get back home to your
100%. It's
to your-
11:53, guys.
I know. But chat, do we have any final questions here? Let us know. Leagues Cup is literally making up rules after every round. They change it every year. It is pretty fun. I do enjoy that.
A crazy take here to go. I really do think that the pivots are going to change for the.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
The Sporting Kansas City game. That's just my thought. I think that if you're going to do it against a team, it's probably this one. So you'll either see a combination of Leiva and Christian, or you might just see Leiva and Schneider. I'll just leave that hot take. I feel like that's a very reasonable thing to do after a game like this one. And look, I will say that Jeremiah is absolutely right. The metrics probably are not wild after a game like this one. But I feel like there is some mental exhaustion that I heard from Obed today specifically.
Yeah.
There was a lot of physicalness. There was a lot of things that he had to deal with today that I just, I wouldn't mind him just taking a break. So I would like to see that. I absolutely would like to see that in this upcoming game. But I appreciate everybody, man. Make sure that you guys like the video. My guy Noah, he's bossing out here.
I'm out here. I'm just, Ari's like writing shit or whatever, and I'm just here.
Ari too. He where is Ari?
He disappeared, man. I don't know where he's at. He left me to do the live show. This is usually his job. So
see that?
This is what we do, slacker, man.
Are you cool with me leaving?
Absolutely, you're good, man.
Right, perfect, man.
Appreciate it. Niko Moreno, watch Kickoff Mondays every Monday here on Lobbing Scorchers, Pulso Sports for all of your needs for pressers and commentary and great interview series. And what we learned this week with Niko.
Yep, Jeremiah, of course, and me do the Friday show. And then please also, you want to check out my Thursday morning show, Soccer Down Here. That's really cool one. We do more league talk, but we do talk about the Sounders, of course. So yeah, check those out, man. Thank you. Appreciate all of you, all the comments. I hear them all. Everybody who said thank you and the send me praises for my son going to college. Everybody, I read it all. I never get back to everybody, but I read it all. I appreciate it all.
He reads the haters. He replies to the haters.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We love it.
I read it all. And I'm never going to block nobody, man. Feel free to just
I block people all the time.
crazy on me.
I block them.
I did radio for like 6 years. The hate that I got on radio, and that's calls. That and they keep calling. You can't screen call, so they'll come in.
Yeah, they just call you.
Yeah. So, anyways, love y'all.
Thank you, chat. You can just drop it there, and we'll be good. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you, Niko. Marathon stream tonight. Ari's coming back in right now. We can close it out here probably. But wow, what a stream. We've been heating up. Welcome back, Ari. How you doing? We went marathon with Niko here. People really want to call in, man. People really want to call in.
I think we should do it tomorrow, man. I think we should do it tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's freaking.
Look at this. There's. Should we do it? Should we do it?
Well,
Look,
I gotta cut. If you want to take some calls, go for it.
I'll take a few calls. I'm dropping link. I'm dropping link.
Are you good to run that?
I'll take a few calls. Yeah, you're good. Just say goodbye to the people.
Night chat. Appreciate you all. Sorry I couldn't be in for the whole show tonight, but double duty. You know how it goes. I'll be on for Under the Lights tomorrow as always. Noah, you were gonna pop into that maybe?
Yeah.
So you might get both of us on Under the Lights tomorrow. TBD. But yeah, great win, phenomenal. Just the most aesthetically pleasing win I think. Since the 7-0. That was just riveting soccer. Great. So appreciate you guys all tuning in, and have fun. Calling in, and I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, chat, for the good night. Everyone's saying good night, Ari. Good night, Ari. Good night. Oh my gosh, the whole thing is stacked up. Okay, chat. Kenny, you're first. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go, and we'll rip it. All right. Welcome to the stage, Kenny. How are we? How we doing? Oh no, wait. Are you muted? Wait, or is it me? Oh wait, there we go.
Bow. We are semifinalists in League Cup once again.
Let's go. How are we feeling?
Let's go. 2 wins away from a trophy. Loss and a win away from CCC berth. Let's go. I'm feeling great, man. That was a real cowardly performance by Puebla, I thought. That was coward ball.
They did play a little coward ball.
Kicking people off the ball. Running through people's backs and shit, tempting the ref over and over. They didn't really get in his face or argue with him at all, unlike some of our players. Chest bump him. Hey, he was just trying to celebrate with you, man. He was just trying to give you some brotherly love there, Costa Rican referee.
So I'm hearing some commentary on the Moose crash out. What was your take on it? Were you pro Moose crash out, anti Moose crash out? What was the vibe there?
I was neutral, pretty neutral. My real problem is he puts the team in not specifically this game because it was pretty well under control until then. But in the next round, we have no backup 9. Oshan's done well, but he doesn't have the track record that Moose does. And I just don't think the finishing ability is quite there yet at this level. I wanted to say if that was Nuhu doing it, there would be a lot more smoke for him. There'd be a lot more smoke.
I think everyone has smoke for Danny on this one, to be fair.
Pretty tepid.
I got smoke. Me and Niko cooked on that for a while.
Oh,
do I need to cook some more? Should I cook some more on him? What are we doing, Danny?
Blame him.
What are we doing? What are we doing? That was stupid. It was stupid.
And
like I said, it wasn't even cool. It wasn't even cool like Nuhu's, because he didn't even give us a good bit or meme or anything. It was just straight up okay, here's a red card. Thanks for being stupid, dummy. It's like, come on, bro.
He cleared his nose about 7 times walking into the locker room. He cleared his nose about.
Well, sometimes you get a booger stuck up there.
Oh yeah,
and you really, it takes a couple times.
That's what was pissing him off. That's what was annoying him. But no, I mean, guys are gonna crash out if they're getting freaking kneed in the back. 6 times in the first half, man, and then he went up for a header, I think, and someone just took him out, just cleaned him out. It was not a football play. It was not a soccer play at all. And then Moose freaking went. He tracked back and he freaking just clipped. I don't even know if this is the same guy, but he just clipped whoever had the ball super late. It was like a very nefarious and cynical play from him. And like, I've been the biggest critic of this team for maybe in the last 6 months, this has changed. For the year and a half before that, we were nice guy FC. Nice guy FC. Let me help you up off the ground. Oops, did I hit you too hard, buddy? And then, so I couldn't crash out on Nuhu when he wants to stick up for himself. I can't crash out on Moose too hard because he wants to stick up for himself because the ref was not protecting our team. He was trying to even the game. He was trying to even the playing field so Puebla had a chance. He recognized they were playing coward ball. They're one of the weakest teams on the continent. That was one of the most pathetic performances I've seen any opposing team bring into Lumen. And if they never come back, that's too soon because that's not football I want to pay to see ever again.
They killed the beautiful game of soccer.
They killed the game's gone. Game's gone. Where's it gone? It's gone to Puebla, Mexico. Game's gone. It's gone. Good night, brother. Peace.
Good night. Good to talk to you, Kenny. Thank you. All right. Next up, what an outro too. Just knew when the time was coming. Next up, we got GBT. How we doing? Give us a thumbs up if you're ready to go. All right. Welcome to the show. How are we? How are we feeling? I want to get your first takes about Andrew Thomas.
I'll be honest. It gave me RSL vibes in 2021. We just absolutely dominated. We were attacking, maybe a couple attacks, but then it goes to PKs, and once Roldan missed, I thought we were going to lose. That was the vibe I was getting. It was very traumatic. It was terrifying. And
I was tapping my feet in the press box. I was like, I can't watch this. I can't watch this.
Andrew Thomas, man, he is a hero. One of my biggest critiques on Stephen Fry, he can't save a penalty. He's either off his line or he just completely goes the wrong way, or even if he gets to it, his arms are not strong enough to keep it out. That's one of my biggest critiques on him. But Andrew Thomas is a breath of fresh air when it comes to penalty saves, and he's an absolute hero. We've seen it in Leagues Cup. Now we've seen it in we've seen it in the US Open Cup before, then now we've seen it here in Leagues Cup. So he's absolutely great. What I was drumming in ECS, so I didn't quite see what happened with Danny Leva. Could you give me what went down there? Why did he get sent off?
Danny Musovski?
Oh, Musovski got sent off?
Yeah, Musovski got sent off.
Oh my God.
So Musovski basically, there was a play where he nutmegged a player and threw his arm back after doing that to kind of push him off, but ended up just to kind of shrug off the player and ended up hitting him right in the face.
Was it really bad? Was it actually a bad one?
No, that was a yellow card. And then when he got called for the foul, instead of him being fouled because he was pulled down after that, he decided to crash out on the ref. He jumped. He was laying on the ground, holding his legs. And then when the ref gave him a yellow, he jumped up, ran straight at the ref and chest bumped him. Chest bumped the ref, and then immediately the red card came out. So one, amazing drumming. I'm glad that you were so locked in that you didn't have to see that, because we were all just like, this was awful. This was terrible. But yeah, it was a legitimate crash out. It was a crash out.
That is absolutely fucking hilarious. I feel like we have a discipline issue on this team this season for some reason. What is this? Our 7th red card?
It feels like 8, maybe.
8?
But I don't know. So chat can probably look that up. But it's because we had 5 and 6 games, and then I felt like there were 2 others randomly in the season, and then now there's this one. So
yeah, it's a problem. It's becoming a problem. We have 1 striker for next round, which is terrifying. We need. This is the point where we need to sign another striker, because and I have the perfect striker in mind. Okay, but we need to sign Cristiano Ronaldo, and I will tell you why. No. Hear me out. Hear me out. Because right now he's pissed at Al Nassr because there's no fans in the stadium. There's no passion in Saudi Arabia. He's a passionate guy, you know. He chose Man United over City. That's saying something already. Now he's only $12 million on the transfer market because of his age, and he's still having 40-goal seasons. And imagine the support the Sounders will get. Full stadiums, sponsorships, Oh God! And then next thing you know, Kevin De Bruyne will come to see, and it'll just become a super club.
You
know?
know, the closest MLS club to ever signing Ronaldo, famously
Kansas
Sporting
City.
Kansas City,
Yeah,
who legitimately almost did get that deal across the line,
that is bizarre.
which is
Kansas
wild.
City, really
imagine.
weird.
And
That's
it would
a
have been
strange
before
thing.
Messi, which is crazy. I'm going to say, I don't think he's legally allowed to come into the U.S., though. Because doesn't he have a pending case against him here? So I think he'd
That's
just be
pending?
arrested. Yeah. There's like a sexual assault allegation against him in the U.S.
Yeah,
so
I've heard of that.
yeah, so
I've
I
heard
don't
of that.
think that would work. Also, I feel like, could you imagine CR7 playing Brian Schmetzer ball? I don't think that's
That would be fucking. But to be
That's
fair,
not
he would
happening.
have a 40-goal season though. Still more
he
athletic.
would absolutely have a ton of goals, but he would also be crashing out. I just don't think that would happen.
We need more memes. The last thing I'll say seriously is it was just, we need to start locking in a little bit more, because clubs like Puebla should have no chance against the Sounders. We need to find a way to stop teams from being cowards, playing this disgraceful football, and being little dicks let's say Minnesota. Fuck Minnesota, okay? That's the first thing. Now this team did it even worse. They were like Real Salt Lake in 2021, man. I just cannot comprehend this shit. And we haven't scored in 2 games, and we scored like 29 and 10 before those 2. So this is a little bit worrying, a little bit scary for them going into playoffs pretty soon and late leagues cup. So I just want to put that in the back of everyone's heads that we are not necessarily the team we might think we are.
To one last thing before I let you go, I want you to give us your full thoughts on Puebla, the way they play, and just any kind of vibes related to that.
Pathetic little rats. That's all they are. They are pathetic little rats. They're like Pumas last year. They're like fucking Pumas. They're trying to kill us, and they can't do shit. And how the hell, bro? Some of their players should have gone Reds. I don't get this referee. I do not understand him. I want to wake him up with a knock on the nose or something. My God, he needs, bro. You saw it, like every single second I look up, either Musovski's down, Leiva's down, even Nuhu got almost killed at one point. It's Nuhu. So I'm saying,
Jesus caught a horse collar.
it was oh my God, it was bad. It was really, really bad. Not as bad as Ted Uncle, but it was ew. Teddy is sort of being thought up when I watched that refereeing performance.
Yeah, it was not great. It was not great. Or at least inconsistent, to say the least. But yeah, any final thoughts before I let you go here? We appreciate the drumming.
100%. LA Galaxy is going to be a tough game. They just beat one of the better Mexican sides 2-1. I thought it was 2-0, but someone in chat just said they scored in 96. Who the fuck cares?
They did.
Minutes.
Yeah, they did.
It's 96 minute, whatever. But yeah, because I have such a big ego, I'm just gonna call it 2-0 because 96. Who cares? It was just, we need to be very, very cautious, and we need to be aware that this isn't just going to be a rundown with LA Galaxy again. They are much better. They're much more focused. They're much more composed over the past 3 games, it looks like, and we need to just be ready for a good game and a really good fight, especially in LA. And revenge.
Yeah, and this is the one single thing that the Galaxy have left this season to make any sort of mark, and you're playing a wounded animal. It's the same thing with this Puebla match, right? Like, they have nothing to lose. The Galaxy have nothing to lose. This is their one shot. Marco Reus is heating up, and it's just, it's gonna be a different type of game. You're not gonna 4-0 them. You're probably not gonna 4-0 them, and if you do, like, that's gonna be impressive. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you
Kenny,
for having me on, brother.
of course. Yes. Thank you so much. We will see you soon. GBT.
100%. Cheers.
Peace, man. Kenny with the $2 here. Andy, 2 goals allowed, 2 penalties stopped, and leagues cup. That's good numbers, Chet. That's good numbers. That's good numbers. Parker, our final caller here, and then I'm going to call it a night. Welcome. How are we doing, Parker? How was the match? How are we feeling?
So good. Look, I know it's a hot take, but I had a good time watching the game tonight.
Okay.
I had a really good time. I loved it. I'm proud of our boys.
80% possession.
Well, I mean, I don't know that I really care about that stat, but
well, so what did you enjoy the most about the match? You said you enjoyed watching it. I think for me, like, I don't know if I enjoyed it. I think I was a little just like maybe I was just nervous the whole time.
yeah. So I'm going to speak to that nervousness a little bit. So there's 2 reasons why I would crash out on this match, and they're like ifs, right? So the first is, it's a build up in a number 1. Jesus Ferreira had 4 chances on goal. He's in the box. He didn't nail any of them. I was fine with the first 3, whatever. I didn't care that he skied the ball. I didn't care. He was in the right spot. He's hacking at the ball. Good for him. I'm all for it. It was the 4th one that I forgot how it was. It came in from the right side, came in front of goal. And that one bugged me. But then skipping over Moose, I'll come back to that. That's number 2. But I was freaking out in the PKs. I could not believe that Christian hit the bar. I couldn't believe it in the whole game. Like within the 3rd minute, it was obvious, 1, that the reffing was terrible, and 2, that they were going for PKs. They did not care about a win today. They didn't care about, they're like, we're not even going to try. Like, hey, let's just take it to PKs. And then when Jesus Ferreira went up, and I was like, if he misses this,
we were all in the press box. Everyone was clenching they were like, I told Ari, I said, if he misses this and they lose this game, I am not doing a post-match live because I will not have to sit. I'm going to have to sit through the most unbearable conversations about the Jesus Ferreira agenda.
Yeah. Well, and I'm like, I didn't feel that way about any of the other players. But for him, for whatever reason, I just felt the weight of it. And but here's the thing. I don't have to crash out because we got the dub. Back to Moose. If he didn't chest bump that ref, I think Schmetzer, one of the assistant coaches, should have. Something needed to happen. It was ridiculous. There should have been 18 yellow cards and 9 red cards.
Yeah. I just think it's hard, like, when Moose has to do better because you literally know the 9 depth on this squad right now. Like you have to be available. You have to be available. And you know this. You know you are the leader in that position right now. You just have to be better. Like that's just, I don't know. I'm just in that headspace with it. And so I can respect like trying to stand up for yourself and for your teammates, but it's not the time to do it. You're trolling 0-0. The other team is very clearly trying to bait you into shit like that and just win on the slightest of margins, take it to penalties. You can't do that, man. You can't. And like I said, not even funny. Didn't rip up didn't rip up the ref's notebook, didn't give the ref the middle finger. Like there was no bit. You gotta have a bit. He told the opener of a joke and then just walked away. Like he didn't give us the punchline. So it's like you can't do that. You can't do that. Make it worth our while.
It was awkward too because his teammates around him just looked the other way. Like, they were like they're like I'm not, because they always have each other's back. But that one time they're like
yeah, we know what's gonna happen here. Yeah.
And the funny thing there is I don't think the ref even wanted to give that red card. If you look at his face, he just knew he had to, and he didn't hesitate. Good on him. But I don't think he wanted to. I think he was like, this is stupid.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Like, I don't know what you know it's gonna happen. I mean, I think Andy probably knew it was not Andy, but Danny knew what was gonna happen. it was just you get caught up in the moment, which I can't respect it, but I can respect it. You know what I'm saying? Give us your final thoughts. My brain is ending fried here, so we can close
I
her
just
out.
slammed 2 Pepsis just so I could even have this conversation with you.
Let's
Usually
go.
I fall asleep by this time. My final thoughts. Okay, I will crash out though on the ref. The ref,
let's do it.
I don't think the entire game called advantage.
No, he did. There was a couple of times
He
where
just
he
didn't
called
call
advantage.
stuff. Did he actually call advantage, or did he just let it go?
Yeah, from my perspective, I don't know what the broadcast looked like, or if you were at the game or whatever. But there was a couple of times. There was one time specifically that I remember where Puebla got called advantage, and like one of the Puebla players like off the ball came running up to the ref, and he just like looked at him and went. Stop talking to me. It's advantage. It's advantage. So I think you're right in the sense that it was like they were playing advantage just to say, okay, shut up.
Right. And the crazy thing there about like persistent infringement is you can call a yellow card after advantage. You can call it 2 minutes later. Like, who cares? You can go back to the spot. And persistent infringement is only 3 times. And it was for this game, it was like the ref thought it was every 5 times instead of 3.
Yeah.
And the 5th time was like on its own would have been a yellow card.
Yeah, I feel like he really didn't want to call persistent infringement at all. And I think that's an interesting thing to take from Leagues Cup as a whole, is it seems like they just don't care about persistent infringement. It's like you're going to get a yellow on a random ass play, or if you piss me off. So
yeah, I'm mad about it actually. I'm not okay with it.
It's been bad officiating through the whole tournament. I think that's like fair to say. I think that anyone who would say different is blind.
Yeah.
Partially like this ref tonight.
Well, then how do we as a team play better in those scenarios where like because like, okay, when you're playing against League MX, you have to know how to dive. That is part of the game. You have to be able to draw the foul and sell the heck out of it. But then when the ref's just like freaking coin tossing after every call and then not even looking at how the coin lands because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like whether or not he's going to call it, like it just doesn't even make any sense. So then I don't know. That's my final take. But I'm proud of us. We got the dub. We did it. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you, Parker, for closing it out here. I hope you have a great night, and I appreciate you calling it as always, man.
Appreciate you too. Have a good night.
See ya. Oh, where'd you come from? We can close her out here, and
I'm done. I lied. I wasn't leaving.
Damn. Okay, you finished it off.
Finished it off.
Crushed it.
Got all my work done.
Look, you're hiding in the corner here, dude. There you go.
What's up, chat? We're still going. Still going on the post.
Look at this phone.
That's an old school phone. That's a phone I grew up with.
I don't know. I was calling the NFL Observer.
Ooh, that's
not what you want to call. I'll tell you that much.
What are we talking about?
We were just closing. We were crashing out about the ref and my brain being fried. So I don't know if you had any final takes on the game.
Yeah, no, let's
maybe like man of the match or something like that.
Let's wrap it up. Man of the match. I mean, is it anyone other than Andy T?
It's Andy T.
It's Andy T.
It's Andy T.
That's what I was just writing about, how it was Andy T. So
go read it on.
Yeah, check out MLSsoccer.com tomorrow, and you'll see a big thing about it. It'll be a big graphic with Andy T on it.
Him making a save
will be my byline. He's not making the save, but he's doing. I was just watching the highlight of that last save again.
Apparently, he doesn't like going by Andy. By the way,
I mean,
it's not Andy. It's Andrew.
I feel like he's kind of been Andy T in Lobbing Scorchers universe for too long for that to change.
It is, yeah.
I don't know if he's like really pressed about it. We can negotiate on that, but I'm just gonna have a hard time. Like once I have a nickname for somebody, that's just kind of like
with love
who they are.
It comes from like from the heart.
I'm a nicknamer. I don't call people by their real names.
Yeah.
So
Juan Thomas is what people have been recommending.
Where is it coming from that he doesn't like Andy?
Niko said that.
Oh, well, I mean, we'll have
think
to
about it.
evaluate
We'll
that.
think about it.
We'll have to evaluate that.
Yeah.
What was I saying before that? I was watching the highlight of the last save, and it was so sick, dude. He makes the save, and then he looks back at the crowd and he goes, "I told you."
Yeah. He goes, I told you.
I told you I was gonna get it. And you could see before the guy took the shot, he was looking back at the crowd and he was saying, like, "Yeah, I got this." And then to do that, and then to actually make the save, that's cold. Yeah, that's cold. That moment that made that whole game worth it, I think.
I agree.
All right, should we get out of here?
Let's go home. I
freaking
want to go home.
12:20. Yeah, it's time to go home.
Chat, thank you so much. We got tons of super chats. Please like the video.
Thank you guys for all the super chat love tonight. Appreciate you.
I ran the post match, so we're mixing things up. So I appreciate the love that you all gave. We had tons of viewers tonight, straight from the stadium. Look at this. All the seagulls are freaking out. You can't.
They were squawking so loud that I wasn't sure we were going to be able to hear each other.
Yeah,
but they actually they shut up like right as we started the show. So
they're very
shout out
They're
to
also
the Seagulls.
watchers.
They watch the show.
Yeah.
Seagulls in the chat.
All right, Chad. Thanks so much. We will see you tomorrow night, which is actually technically tonight because it's already Thursday, for
Under the Lights, 7:30. Be there.
Be there or be square. And 130 likes, new high. No, I think we've gotten more. We got more than
we
Cruz
got
one.
2 hundo on the Cruz Azul one.
Yeah, but we appreciate. And
Let's pump this to 150.
Let's pump it to 150, and we will. I don't know.
We'll see
Get
you
me out
tomorrow.
of here. Get me out of this room.
Get out of here. End
Get me
stream.
out of this room. I'm out of
End
here.
stream.
Some people come to Lumen Field for the tactics, for the soccer, the atmosphere, and some come for Paul Rothrock's hair. Me personally, I come for both because I have agendas to push. Live soccer isn't just better, it's way more personal. From making friends to becoming the guy in your section that's just constantly yelling about advanced statistics. Get tickets to any Sounders match by visiting lobbingscorchers.com/tickets. You support the pod, our agendas, the vibes, and the chaos.